I think the Chasing Smoke documentary was amazing. I'm very fortunate that I get to work with youth day in and day out, but to bring the voice of our children and our youth to the community, so that we can have a better understanding of what they go through, and also having a better understanding that our current system is not working the way we want it to work. So we have to be really thoughtful on how we move forward to assist our youth. So I thought it was amazing.
The movie itself was, I thought, very well put together. It brought up emotions that reminded me of my 1 year teaching middle school before I became a lawyer, and it made me think of some of the kids that I saw and tried to help there, but there was just no mechanism really to help them in this small town school where I was. So what touched me the most was those young kids in the movie, especially the one that came from Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina. I think that we can't let kids be thrown away in our school system, and that's pretty much what's been happening. I think it's an administration problem. It needs to be an overall policy and not just left up to individual teachers.
Well, I think the event was a massive celebration of a lot of hard work to put together this film, but more importantly, a celebration of what's happening in Austin in terms of the growth of restorative justice and the focus on the community that I think is vital to both people who need it, but frankly, people who are going to put it across, not only in this city, but in the state and I think nationally. So I think it's a celebration, but I think what's really huge is to have so many community people from so many different walks of life all coming together because of what matters and what they value profoundly in their lives. And I think they're pulled to it. I think they are part of it. They want to be part of it. They want to make it bigger and better. And you rarely see anything in today's world that literally pulls people together with the kind of glue and contagion that this does.
I think the documentary was very creatively put together. It told a story that kept you involved in the dialogue. It kept you involved in the community and how the program itself has evolved and affected the community in a positive way. It was literally like watching a movie and waiting for the next thing to come. Keeping you in suspense to the point where you didn't want to turn away. You didn't want to check your phones. You wanted to see what was the next thing that was going to happen. So it was very informative as well. To look at the statistics of African Americans and Latinos, it was an eye-opening educational experience as well as heartfelt. I did my best not to cry, put it that way.
The documentary in itself is great because we needed to have that. We needed to have that piece of media in order to be able to share with the world what restorative justice is doing, what restorative justice is about. We needed that part of media, and it was well done.
My favorite part in the documentary is always the children, the teenagers' stories. They give us a chance to see how the teenager and how we change, being a teenager, how we change throughout the year and where we started off and where we ended. I feel like we ought to pick up the stuff that we've learned from other schools and other teachers and other APD, and just grow from here on. Just grow and just to learn and just to finally start training everyone and just hop on.
What I liked about the documentary is that it was real. None of the documentary was rehearsed. It's not a Hollywood thing. We're not portraying someone's life. So everyone that you saw was telling real stories about real life. So I appreciate everyone's brave efforts to be able to get their story out, just to show the importance of the process. My favorite part of tonight's documentary would probably be the students. The students always move me. And it's a constant reminder of why I do what I do. More than anything in this world, they're our future, and so just hearing them makes me kind of self-reflect to be able to say, have I done that to the students? Have I made them feel that way? Have I myself said those things? So it's also a good reflection piece.
What I got out of the documentary was that the issues that we sometimes sleep on, they're very real. The issues that these children face day in and day out are issues that the adults face, and the adults can't handle it, and so they expect the kids to be able to handle it. So being able to be a part of the documentary, it really gave me a full view of what's actually going on, and I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to allow the kids to be able to tell their story without being interrupted. And then so the documentary really helped me to listen and not be so quick to start cast judgment.
There are many efforts going on in many places, but I don't think that there is a community that has come together, not quickly. We've been doing this now for 3 to 5 years. It has been building itself, and there's an intentionality about what we're doing here, not somebody in charge, but what's pulling people together, that I think serves as a model to the country. And unless we're more forthright and claiming of what's happening here, we're not going to help direct people's eyes to where they need to look. So I'm not saying that in an arrogant sense. I'm saying that in terms of the responsibility that I think we have in Austin to the rest of the country, who are dealing with very similar issues, and Austin has gone a little further ahead, and the country needs that.
Rise, rise, and open your eyes. Now is the time for you to shine.